Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Blake Damon here with another Sims 4 speed build. Today I'll be building a house in Brindleton Bay in a lot called Dutch Hounds Creek. It's an empty lot, so I didn't have to bulldoze anything. It's 30 by 20 squares. It's not very big, but it's more than enough for a tiny home. This build was intended to showcase the new stuff pack, the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack. It was actually supposed to be a micro home, which is I think tier 1, but it just got bigger and turned into a 2-tier tiny home. Anyway, I'd actually originally picked Brindleton Bay because I thought it felt really homey, which I thought suited the pack really well. And the pack feels really light and airy, and all the colors are kind of bright and pastel, so it's supposed to be really, really calming. But when I went to build on the lot, it was raining and it was nighttime, and it did not feel one bit light, airy, or calming. Even my sim was feeling tense because there was a thunderstorm. So the initial idea of having a really bright and cheery and happy sort of place just sort of flew out the window. It evolved into this really gloomy looking place. It looks kind of like a church. And instead of scrapping the whole idea, trying to find a new place and kind of starting again, I just lent into it. As you saw from the exterior, it's all monochrome colors. We have blacks and whites and grays, which actually suits the mood, well, the current mood of the space. And it was really, really hard to kind of make a really bright, cheery house when the outside was really not helping. And when I finished the exterior, it felt good. Very opposite to how I felt when I had forced a very cheery looking house in a very gloomy atmosphere. And since it was already looking like an old church, I decided that I was gonna make it an old church, like a renovated old church. I used the old Sims 4 Vampire game pack for the doors and the windows and other odds and ends. And I think it turned out really, really good. I'm actually pretty happy with the way the exterior turned out. When I started doing the interior, I didn't feel like I had to follow the same vibe that I had in the outside. So in here, I could really showcase the new Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack. All the furniture that came with the new pack that could fit in the house, I placed in the house. The new Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack didn't have everything, so I used items from Tiny Living and the laundry pack to fill in the blanks. I actually found the Tiny Living items really matched the new stuff pack. There's a teal and brown swatch in the Tiny Living pack, and it actually matches the same swatch in the new Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack. So yeah, I end up using that swatch for this build. I actually like the way the interior turned out. It feels light, it feels airy, it feels bright and relaxing and calming, which I think was the intention for the vibe of the new stuff pack. And I actually like the way the outside and the inside are very different to each other. Like you expect the inside to be a bit creepy, maybe have cracked walls and be dark and dingy, but instead we're greeted by something nice and warm and cozy. And I think these differences work really well together in this build. The only thing I'm really disappointed about not using is that new door. It's really, really cute, but I couldn't find anywhere to kind of put it. I could have used it as the door that leads to the ladder, but it didn't quite match the door next to it, and I really like things to match, so yeah, I decided not to use it. After I finished doing the actual build and the interiors, I thought that the grounds looked rather empty. So I decided to put in a shed, and I also decided to put in a graveyard, because churches and graveyards just go hand in hand, in my head at least anyway. Plus the mood of the entire place, like the rain, the thunderstorm, the creepy looking church, I think it calls for a graveyard. Otherwise, I don't really know what else I could have put there. I mean, I could have put a garden in there, but I don't know, the mood of the place as it is right now with the thunder and the storms, I don't think a garden would have felt right. I'm speeding through the landscaping now because it's not that interesting watching me place plants around a building. Although I must say that I really like the way that vine is climbing up that tower. I think it looks really cool. So I've added 2 areas for farming. There's that long area near the shed and the other one near the old well. I feel like gardening and knitting go hand in hand. I don't know why, but in my head it does. I feel like if you're not knitting, then you might be gardening, just to change it up a bit. And I think that is my build just about done. Just doing a couple of final touches before moving on to the flybys. All in all, I really like the way this build looks. I like the way it turned out. I especially like the way it looks at nighttime when it's storming and there's thunder and lightning. The storm eventually did go away and the sun did come up, and it still looks pretty good in the morning. So yeah, I love it. This is the favorite of my flybys. It's going through the cemetery with the moon in the background. I think it looks so beautiful. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you made it this far, please reward yourselves by giving this video a like and subscribing to this channel. If you'd like the opportunity to get yourself a free copy of the Nifty Knitting Stuff Pack, you can check out my giveaway. I'll put that up on the corner there for you to click on. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.